Thanks for tuning in. This is Breaking New Ground, the show that tells you how the Department of Human Settlements is restoring our people's dignity by building them quality homes. I'm Eric Mieni. Men have dominated the construction industry since time immemorial. The Department of Human Settlements is looking to change this, which is why this episode of Breaking New Ground is looking at the empowerment of women in construction. Deputy Minister of Human Settlements, Deputy Minister Zokota Fredericks, is both a leader in her own right and a great champion for women leadership in construction. Welcome to Breaking New Ground. One of the most interesting things about what's happening in human settlements now is women empowerment particularly. Can you give us a little bit about what's happening in that arena?
It's exciting moments for women in human settlements, particularly the bold step taken by the Minister of Human Settlement, Minister Lindiwe Sisulu, of saying that women contractors should get 30% of all housing projects that we have in the provinces. Because we have what we call SOIC, which is South African Women in Construction, who are women who are organizing themselves in terms of the building of houses. But as human settlements, we already had what we call the Women's Build. Women's Build is to ensure that we celebrate what the women of 1956 has done. Every year, 1,956 houses get built. But in this instance, Minister has said that 1,956 houses must be built in each province. It's an opportune moment for women to get themselves organized, to rise to the challenge.
One of the things that women seem to have as a problem in construction outside of government is finance. And a lot of it, of course, is a general problem for new business entities, and women have that as the biggest problem. Is the department doing anything about that specifically?
There are two areas of support that women have in terms of human settlements in the delivery chain around the issue of finance. Nature is a funder for emerging contractors. A new contractors who have just received tender, doesn't know where to go, Nature is there for that new contractor. And more than that, we have NHFC, National Housing Finance Corporation. When the minister spoke about 30% of women who are going to be having tenders in human settlement, he has spoken directly to NHFC to come up and help these women. So a starting point is obviously Nature, but if they've got bigger contracts than that, NHFC is also there to assist.
After people have gotten their tenders, I would imagine, they have now been given the funding necessary by Nature and NHFC, as you pointed out, and then an official holds back their contract. They don't sign it until 8 months in, and they have only 3 months to finish, or they just don't release money, and the contractor is stuck with prices going up. What are we doing about government officials that are not coming to the party to help?
We are speaking strongly about officials who are a hindrance to government's delivery, particularly the officials who don't pay contractors on time, but officials who hold these contracts. Minister has said that we're establishing a branch. We've established a branch that's specifically to focus on the women's issues. What we don't want are the women to fail us in the process by doing one thing which I dislike most, fronting. Because it's easy for women to do fronting, and that is not empowerment of women. We are saying women must rather be subcontractors, be assisted by the empowered contractors in doing business. But fronting should not be part and parcel of what we want to do.
You are sitting at national, and then what you have as ideas, what you want to see achieved is at the mercy of provincial. What are the mechanisms to give it a seamless run through?
MINMACs are the binding fora that we have. All MECs attend MINMAC. Even if they do not attend MINMAC, they are binded by the decisions of MINMAC. If the matter has been put before MINMAC and agreed to, all officials I need to implement that, and MECs need to oversee that gets implemented. So that at the end of the day, we can ensure that we're working together with the rest of South Africa. High level of community participation, that's what we need. The involvement of women from the churches is what we need. The involvement of women from the business sector is what we need. We want everybody from the community, from the street, to find out what is it that they can do and associate myself with the housing project that is closer to my place.
David Minter, thank you so much for joining us here. Yeah. One of the organizations working very closely with the government for the empowerment of women in the construction industry is South African Women in Construction, SOIC for short, which has a project out here in Salumi village, just outside Bronkhorstspruit. Gile Kwinana is the Gauteng chairperson of South African Women in Construction. Welcome to Breaking New Ground. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Yeah. Just give us a bit of some background on SOIC. Why was it formed? Who formed it when? And what is it for?
SOIC is South African Women in Construction. It's an organization that was established in 1997. It is actually a brainchild of the late Minister Stena Sigcawu. Our mandate basically is about looking after women, making sure that the policies that are meant for transformation in this country for women are done for women, with women included. Another issue that is there that needs our mandate is the issue of the funding. Women have got a serious problem when it comes to being given an opportunity by government and find that they can't execute the projects because they don't have funding, especially working capital. So SOIC is also there to assist along those lines.
South African Women in Construction, SOIC, is an NPO which also has a cooperative.
Yeah.
Just break that down for me.
Okay, if you are going to be looking at empowering 100 women, it's going to take forever to empower them individually. So what we've decided to do at SOIC Gauteng is to take the very same companies and form them into cooperatives. So instead of having a project where we give one woman a project of 50 million rands, we can be able to have 2-3 cooperatives coming together because they're coming in as entities and are going to be participating. Again, another typical example is the project that we're doing here in Salumi, where it's a 60 million rand project that could have been given to a grade 5 company, for that matter, one woman. But now we are using that model of cooperatives, and we've got about 6 cooperatives that are working here, each comprising of 5 women that are owning companies. So at the end of the day, you've got a total of about 35 women that are being empowered in one project. The good thing about that, or the spin-off, is that they've got the experience now, and after they have this experience, they can be able to take the same experience and go and put it in and apply it in their own companies individually. But the ultimate is to get rid of these spather shops. You can't afford to be having spather shops if you want to go and play big. So the collaboration itself is helping. Because right now, the way that the modus operandi is that I'm running my own 100% black women owned, but if you're looking at the bottom line, is 0. So effectively, I'm owning 100% of 0. And that one is sitting there in her corner, also 100% of 0.
It's not like you have one, this is what happened. It's been a process that has led to trust. You've proven yourself somehow. The government is now saying, yes, we can hold hands with SOIC. One of the problems, of course, is that every time a minister changes, your status with the department changes. How are you guys going to make sure that this stays this way going forward?
We've had that discussion with the minister again, because some of the programs and plans that we had with her when she was still minister then, as soon as she left, everything remained where it was. The good thing is that upon her return, the first organization that she wanted to speak to was SOIC, to see how far have we come. And we've agreed in principle that we are going to resuscitate those programs and those plans. But now this time we're going to seal it through your memorandum of agreement. So that even if she moves, we've got a legal document that binds the department to continue with certain programs.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the Salumi Project that we're talking about just now. Welcome back. Ms. Clara Sodlashe Mwenze is a member of a secondary cooperative that is tasked with managing the Salumi Project here in Bronkhorstspruit. Welcome to Breaking New Ground.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Did you like my singing earlier?
Yeah. Crawling chicken.
So your cooperative is actually tasked with project management here.
Yes, that is what we have done as SOIC, because this cooperative is initially from the organization of our organization called SOIC. So we had to sit down and strategize the planning of this project.
Is there a way you can take me through what each co-op is doing for the project?
Each and every co-op is doing the same thing that is done by the second co-op. What we did, we have drafted the contract with them. We have allocated the number of houses from the 510 houses that we are given by the department. We have grouped these houses according to the co-ops. So each and every co-op is allocated its houses. They are starting the project from the beginning. So each co-op will start from the foundation. It goes to the top structure, it goes to the finishing of the house, then after that we hand over.
So I take it simple maths, it's 510 divided by 7 co-ops.
Yes, I think we gave them about 83 houses per co-op.
How's it going so far?
We signed the contract only December 2013, only to find out our contract is ending in March 2014. And the contract has been sitting in the department without us even knowing. But we jumped when we were called to come and sign the contract, and we did. We immediately came on site to start with the project. So as we were busy starting with our project, then we were told that there are some challenges. Our contract has expired, and therefore we had to pause a bit so that it can go back to the department to be redone by the department. Then after that, we come back on site.
Are there any learnings from these challenges that you...
Yes, we have learned a lot. As a main contractor or as an organization, what is it that we need to do before we can commence with the project? We have learned, but remember, here we are leading the people. All that they want is to see themselves working so that they can have something to put on the table.
Are you using laborers from this area?
Yes, 70% of our laborers are from the local local people. Then after that, we get our laborers from our places, from our companies to add, because those other laborers are coming with skills. So we want them to transfer skills to the people around the area.
I look behind you and I see there's not a single man doing this work here. You know, not one. It's just women picking up stuff, moving stuff and building. When you look at a site like this, how do you feel?
I feel so grateful, more especially when you are here in this rural area in Gauteng, so that you can see that the women in Gauteng, SOIC, they are really dedicated in their job.
Thank you so much for joining us on Breaking New Ground. Nice talking to you.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Mehluwana, as a member of a cooperative that's building here, what skills have you learned?
Oh, we've learned a lot. Building the whole house, from the foundation to the roof.
How does it feel?
It feels good, especially that this industry was men-dominated before. So seeing that we women have been introduced to building, now everybody can see that we can do it.
Norman, I noticed you're one of the youngest, if not the youngest, on site here.
I am.
You are, no?
I am.
I'm
the only young person in here.
How did you get into being a part of SOIC?
Okay, my parents own a construction company, so automatically from working for them, then I became a member of SOIC, and then registered my own company, and then I got to be a member, work with them, do their projects and everything.
So do you see there's your future in terms of work, what you do with your life?
This is my first project, and there's definitely going to be more to come, a lot more. This is only a stepping stone. Yeah. It's a learning curve for me.
In as much as the construction industry is male-dominated and therefore incredibly difficult for females to make their mark in, some women have defied the odds to do very well in it. Ms. Palesa Manche is one such extraordinary individual. Not only has she built a highly successful construction company, she is also the winner of the 2014 Govan Bege Award for Best Woman Contractor. Congratulations on the Govan Bege Award for Best Woman Contractor.
Thank you so much, Ndate. It was such an exciting night that day. Thank you.
Which project were they rewarding you for, and what about that project is so amazing that you got an award for it?
Oh, what a nice project. When we came here, it was all bush and there was no roads. It was compacted with shacks, you know. So it was very hard for us to start, but it was, we are not only going to build houses, we are doing a township establishment. We had to come with sewer network, we had to scrape the roads, you know, before we can actually put the structure. So it took us some time before we can actually start.
Now, if you were to talk about the hardest part in your path in the construction field, what would that be?
It's finance. And I would like to advise women, or even all the contractors, even men, whatever you get, if you get the job and you are paid, please inject back that finance, because if you use it for something else, you are going to stuck on the way. That's why there are so many projects that are not finished. It's because of that. It's finance. The main thing is finance.
If you were to say anything to the government now in terms of what you would need, women would need in construction, what would you say?
Where we're working there on site is fine. We find there, but we really need a management skill and financial skill.
And the financial side that you're talking about, currently they are not providing that. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah.
Nobody's providing that. NHBRC, they are providing technical and management.
Wow. I mean, that's a big thing.
It's the main thing.
That's interesting. And no one's seen it up to now.
I have no idea.
That's very interesting.
That's what I've realized now. With all of us, the ones that I know, when I see a project, I see here there's a problem with finance. Managing the
finances, staying liquid, and keeping going on and in reinvesting. I hope they listen, because they do listen to this program. So hopefully what you say will be taken forward. Now, if there's a woman who'd like to enter this business, and I'm talking women specifically, because they have the hardest time in construction, I would imagine, what would your advice to them be?
You know, training. They must just get training, and then they must get professional people. They mustn't do things themselves if they don't know. If you don't know anything, get somebody to help you, and then you'll be fine.
How long did the project take?
For me, it took 1 year.
Wow. Wow, you built all of this in a year? Hey, how's Paris? You rocking, no?
Hey, man. Hey.
So this is a nice example of one of the houses built here.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about when I say they must just take good care of these houses. You see, this person is very excited to have this house. You see flowers and the grass and, you know.
Yeah. It's somebody who's proud of their property, which is quite nice. Could you take us through, like, those things that are unique about this house that you felt were important to include?
To enhance this house, we put in a belt.
Yeah. Oh, that brown thing there is called a belt.
And then we painted that, and then we even painted the roofs. And then we didn't want to use these big glasses because if they break, they don't have money to replace. We decided to put these small ones for them so that when it breaks one, at least they are able to afford to put this one.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll tell you about an NHBRC program that empowers women in construction. Welcome back to Breaking New Ground. Although the NHBRC's core function is that of a regulatory body, it has pioneered a unique and highly successful empowerment program for women in construction. This program has garnered support from the Human Settlements Department. Today, we speak to the COO of the NHBRC, Thandiwe Ngobe. Thandiwe, thank you so much for joining us on Breaking New Ground.
Thank you. It's nice being here.
As the NHBRC, how do you view the participation of women in construction at the moment?
It's been a challenge, and I believe I can say this confidently because I've operated in the SMME developed industry for quite a while. The participation of women in construction generally has not picked up as we thought it would as government, despite the programs that we've put in place, and squarely because it is traditionally seen as a male environment, male-dominated environment, and programs that are in place sometimes are not welcoming to women. Products that are out there do not support the cause of women in construction, so it remains a challenge, and hence NHBRC going out there and saying, what can we do?
Could you please tell us how the NHBRC's Women Empowerment Program came about?
It's a program which looks at a number of ways of supporting these women. First of all, there's a formal program of training through GIPS as our partners. And thereafter, there's a mentorship program that runs for a period of about 6 months to ensure that what you've learned at GIPS, you are able to implement in your business. And we want to see your business grow because you are implementing what you've learned from GIPS. So it's that type of a balance which we believe is going to take these women to the next level. And thereafter, we will also put a monitoring system in place to ensure that that year, the 5 months that you spent at GIPS, 6 months mentoring, that we actually see that your business continues to grow, and we provide that support, as at NHBRC, maybe utilizing certain mentors, still linking you with those mentors still, so that support is there until you get to a point where you believe as a business you are able to run on your own.
Who are your partners in this program?
We've partnered with SOIC, the Black Business Council. SOIC is the affiliate. We've partnered with Master Builders South Africa, with the Construction Industry Development Commission, and the National Department of Human Settlements. Yes, those are the people who've played a role in terms of the program taking shape.
As the NHBRC, what do you think are the main challenges that women face in construction?
The main challenge is funding. When they get work, the ability to do that work and sustain the business itself without having to worry that I have to pay people hereafter, I will not be having money, to sustain that business, the work that you are doing until you get paid.
What would your personal vision be for women in construction going forward?
As a woman in this country, I'm excited with the opportunities that are out there. And I commend all the women who are in business in this country. It's not easy. I've tried it myself. It's tough out there. And I commend them. I think they're brave, and I think they require and they need and deserve all the support that we can give them as women. And I honestly believe that through this program, we're going to see more and more women play a much bigger role, at least in construction. And I think it's somewhere to start.
Well, Thandiwe, thank you so much for joining us on Breaking New Ground, and all the best with all the work at the NHBRC.
Thank you so much.
We obviously have some ways to go towards gender parity in corporate South Africa. This is why the Human Settlements Department is doing as much as it can to empower women in construction. Thank you so much for joining us on Breaking New Ground. Please join us again next week when we show you what the department is doing for our military veterans.